Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of This Week in Comics. I'm Sid, I'll be your host. We're in Comic Connections as we are every week, and we are looking at some of the comics released tomorrow, which is the 11th?
Yes.
The 11th of July, so we got that right this week. So, excellent, yeah, it's a big week, there's lots to look at, so we'll get into that. Remember, all the comics we look at here are available from comic shops all over the world, or at least the ones who sell American comics. So please support your local. If you don't have a local, we do mail order. If you're local to us, then you're very lucky because we're an awesome shop, especially when you consider the size of Banbury. We're punching well above our weight, we think. So, disagree? I don't care. Let's move on to the comics. Before we get into the picks, the big surprise this week was Die, Die, Die! Issue 1 by Robert Kirkman. It's a big surprise because it's an awesome title, but we didn't know it existed before today. So it's not been in previews, we haven't been hyping it for months, we haven't had secret emails from Image saying, order this, it's going to be awesome. We didn't know. This literally turned up in the box, right at the top, as soon as we opened it. It didn't, it was like 3/4 of the way down, like the 7th box, but that doesn't sound as cool. Die, 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 we have it in stock. We don't have loads available because we didn't get to order the numbers we would have liked because we didn't know it existed. We'll do our best to get you some, so please come in. First come, first served. Get your hands on Die, Die, Die! If it's as good for us as Oblivion Song and Outcast and Walking Dead, this is going to be a huge seller. So yeah, don't miss out. Get in, ask to have a look. We're going to keep one back, not for sale, so people can have a look through it. So that way you can see if it's your kind of thing or not. How cool's that? We're pretty cool. Okay, I've really been looking forward to this one. This is Farmhand issue 1 from Image. It's written and drawn by Rob Guillory, who did the art on the Fantastic Chew book, which I loved. So on the strength of Chew alone, I've given this a look. The art does not disappoint. It's just as cool as his stuff always is. He's incredibly funny. The layer of detail he puts into his background, there's always little Easter eggs to unpack. So it's good fun. It's an interesting concept. It seems like people are growing bodies or zombies. I don't know if they're to be eaten or what. I will let you know when I've read it, but it's certainly interesting. If Chew was, it will be, at least, I'm sure. So Farmhand issue 1, new in store. As I'm sure you're aware, our all ages section is always growing in store, and as such, Incredibles 2 from Disney Pixar was a must-have. So if you have been enjoying the various Henson, Disney, Teen Titans Go, DC, all ages stuff, and you want another one to check out, not all the Disney stuff comes through because of various licensing deals, but it's nice to see that this one comes through, and just in time for the Incredibles 2 movie, which has been booked back in England because of the football. No one goes to the cinema when there's a World Cup on. Yeah, I've rambled on enough. Incredibles 2, you'll know if this is your kind of thing or not, but it's in store, so come and have a look. She Could Fly, issue 1 from Dark Horse. It's interesting this has come out at the same time as Skyward from Image, which only dropped like 2-3 months ago and is doing very well for us, I must say. It's a bit different because it's only one character who can fly rather than just gravity being turned off like in Skyward. But I'm going to give this a read, see what it's like. It's got some interesting creative types on it. It's only a 4-issue series. It's edited by Karen Berger, who, just on the strength of that alone, everyone should check this out because she just did so much great stuff with Vertigo when she used to work there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. There's been some really cool indie stuff lately that I've been enjoying loads, and I'm just telling you about all of that really. So let's move on to the next one. This is an interesting one. It's Ruin World issue 1 from Kaboom Studios. So it looks to be a creator-owned kind of comedic take on the fantasy action genre. I would recommend the few people who picked up I Hate Fairyland from us. It sells much better in trade, I must say. They will probably enjoy Ruin World. So if you've read I Hate Fairyland and it's your kind of thing, you might want to try Ruin World. Same for the Isola crowd if you're looking for like a more kiddie take on it. Or even the Telos crowd. Oh, Telos, there's a book I miss. I also miss Mike Wieringo, who was alive when he was drawing Telos, and that made it much easier for them to bring new issues out. Sadly missed, and it was a great series. But yeah, sorry to bring you down with that. Ruin World issue 1, all the creative team's still alive, so, you know, all positive here. Quietly ticking along in the background, it's Wonder Woman. That has reached issue 50. So, like, I came on board for the Rebirth with Greg Rucka and Liam Sharp on art. It turns out that ended at issue 24, so like 26 issues ago. And I haven't really picked up Wonder Woman since, but I'm assured by a lot of my regular customers that it is still very good, and it's been ticking along quite nicely with James Robinson on art. So, hooray, issue 50. It's always nice when we get to those nice round numbers, because it's like winning a raffle fate, I guess. 0s and 5s, we go party for them. What are humans like? We're weird. It's true, right? 25, 50, 100, 75. Jamie's shaking his head and looking at me like I'm insane. That's a tombola. Oh, I'm sorry. Wonder Woman, it's hit a tombola number, so maybe give it a look. Here's another round number. It's Flash issue 50, and I've been really looking forward to this because I've really enjoyed Flash War. As you all know, I'm a Wally West fan, not a Barry Allen fan. I say this every time there's a Flash comic in, blah, blah, blah. The interesting, really nerdy thing I'm going to get into here is that DC has recently changed its paper stock on some of its books. They've gone from a shiny, normal, recent kind of comic paper stock to more of a kind of old school newsprint style stock. It's not completely newsprint, it does feel a bit more high quality than that. What's interesting is the way it absorbs the inks and the colours. Works better for some people's art than other people's. Now I like Howard Porter's art from back in the day when, you know, Justice League. And I've got to say that the art does seem to have suffered slightly from this new paper stock, but it's not going to stop me enjoying what is one of my favourite books on the shelf. That was the nerdiest I've ever got of comics. Talking about paper stock. Next week we're going to talk about why Star Wars has the wrong number of ellipses in its a long time ago intro. That'll be fun, won't it? Here's a big one this week. Everything else is kind of in preamble and oh, this is nice. But Amazing Spider-Man is back to issue 1, or if you prefer the legacy numbering, as I like, 802. But you know what? I think we really have the best of both worlds here. You get your hardcore people like me who've got 800 issues of Spider-Man at home and they want to put this in front of 801 and they want 803 in front of it in a few weeks. And we've got people who are like, look, I've always wanted to read Spider-Man, but I don't know where to jump on. This is where you jump on. It's a 1. There's a new creative team. That's why they do the reboot now. Basically expect that from Marvel. If there's a new creative team, they're going to reboot the numbering. I quite like that. Nick Spencer's on it. He obviously did Secret Empire, Captain America, The Fix from Image, which I should talk about at some point because I'm reading that at the minute and quite liking it. But most importantly, it's drawn by Ryan Ottley, and I very rarely go for a book because of the artist first, as I'm sure a lot of my customers who are bored of hearing me say it. This guy used to draw Invincible. I loved Invincible. It's brilliant art, but it kind of felt like one of the best comic book artists has been locked into the same book for like 15 years. He's free. He's off that book. It's finished. He did the conclusion, so that's nicely wrapped up with a little pretty bow, and now he can draw Spider-Man, the book that many people agree, or at least I do, that he was born to draw. It's stunning stuff. It's been a long time since I picked up a Spider-Man book just for the artist, but I'm sure the writing is going to be good as well. It's best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. It's just positive. Like, so Spider-Man, there it is. We've even got variants, so come in and have a look. As I always say at the end of every review.
What about the paper?
The paper is fine. Wolverine is back. All new Wolverine is ended. X-23 is back. I feel like I needed a fourth thing for that to work. So if you like Wolverine's daughter running around as Wolverine, well, that's not going to happen anymore. But she's still got her own book with a relaunch, with an issue 1. I'm not incredibly familiar with the creative team of Mariko Tamaki writing and Juan Cable drawing. I'm sorry if I've just butchered your name like Wolverine butchers his enemies. But you know what? There's plenty of X-Men fans out there. There's lots of Wolverine fans. There's lots of X-23 fans out there. If Laura is your girl, X-23, snicked. You remember Free Comic Book Day? You remember piles of stuff that we gave away where it's like, look at all this cool stuff that's coming out. It's coming out now. So Amazing Spider-Man was one of those teased on Free Comic Book Day. But the other big one for us was Unicron issue 0, which was nice because it was a completely new story leading in to the biggest event in the 13 years of Transformers IDW Comics. They're ending the universe. The whole story is going to come to an end. And looks like we can blame Unicron for it ending. So it's by the regular creative team. John Barber, who's been the group editor and kind of like the second best Transformers writer. Sorry, James Roberts is winning everyone's hearts. He's got the solemn duty of bringing the Transformers universe to an end in Unicron. That's it. There's not much more to say about this. Unicron is coming. and everything will be destroyed, apparently. Or not, I don't know how it ends. No one knows how it ends, because this is issue 1, issue 6 isn't out yet. But, you know, that's how it works. Read it, see if you like it, let me know. Last, but certainly not least, it's Superman. So this isn't the regular cover, this is the David Mack variant, but I've gone for this one because I love David Mack. His art is fantastic, and look at that, it's just so pretty. Let's just take a second. So if you've been enjoying Brian Michael Bendis' take on Superman through the Man of Steel books, yeah, I'm pretty much just going to put this in your section because it is almost a direct continuation. That was a lead into this. The Superman book and Action Comics as well, they're both written by Bendis, but he is going to create them separately. So apparently Superman is going to be where the big fighty stuff happens, and Action Comics is going to be the quieter stories where it's with him and his family doing Superman family stuff. Seems to me that you'd focus on the character in the Superman book and have the big action fights in the Action Comics books. What do I know? I just work here. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this because I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I felt it could have been 2-3 issues, not 6 issues. That's a minor complaint in the day and age of super decompressed comics. I knew what I was getting into. I know that's how Bendis works, so I really can't complain. I have enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to this, and I think you'll enjoy it too. And if you don't like Superman, you've not read Superman before, because I always hear I don't like Superman as a character, I find him boring. He finds you boring. My graphic novel pick this week is Sweet Tooth, the Deluxe Edition. So I've gone for the Deluxe Edition because I'm a hardcover whore. There's only 3 books in the collection, so it's not a huge amount. I think it's like 29, 30 issues, something like that. It chronicles the adventure of this kid who's half human, half deer, born into an apocalyptic wasteland where children are no longer being born fully human. Half animal hybrids being born in their place. No one knows why. World's falling apart. He's on his own in this like hellish apocalyptic landscape. People want to cut him up to see what makes him tick so they can try and cure whatever it is that's causing this to happen. Into his life comes Jeopard, big badass dude with a big shotgun who's going to protect him hell or high water. That's your setup. It's a pretty basic concept. It kind of has mythical Joseph Campbell-esque legacy. Like there's no new stories, right? We all know that. There's like 6 stories and they just get repeated and disseminated. Let's not get bogged down in that. Sweet Tooth is my pick because I really enjoyed it and it was recommended to me by a customer. So regular customers, they come back to me and they tell me the books they like that I haven't read. I take that on board, I get them in, I stock them, and that's how it works because, you know, 2 members of staff, I can't read everything on my own. I need your feedback. This is your shop too. So well done for Nelson for recommending me a book I really enjoyed. Please, other people, feel free to recommend me stuff. Hit me up in the comments. Comment, like, subscribe. That's the end of the video. I'm not doing a wrap up. See you in store. Thanks for watching. Bye.